You're gonna have a podcast, by the way, and that's it.
Testing, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello. Podcast by TFG Vlogs in the background. This is Dragon Wolf. And let's get into January 3rd.
Starting a podcast. TFG's podcast is the greatest. And then all of a sudden you got to the Abby comments. And I will, in reality, like most of them were really nice. No, they were good. But there was one that really got me. It was like, why is Abby
Actually, should we just do 8 o'clock?
Pounds? And you made a really funny like Instagram video about that. Like,
why not?
It while eating a cookie.
Because these are gonna get weird if I just do them at night as a.
Not the cookie.
Yeah.
The content. I was like actually just eating a cookie while I was reading. I was like, so you're literally like leaning back. It's like 1 in the morning. You're reading comments, just like, hey, this jerk called me fat. You've got like cookie crumbs all over. Like, I was like, this fat phobic piece of crap.
Wait, are we in the second or third? Hang on.
Thank you guys for all the support on episode 1. We kind of posted this on the blog channel, having no idea what to expect. So, thank you for all the support. We're also on audio only. Our audio only is doing pretty well. So Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere you can listen to podcasts. So like if you're in the car and you don't want to watch the video, you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and all those places. Links in the description if you want to go to audio only. Do we have a name for our fans? Like the Lunchers or the Snack Boys? The Snackers. How about no, that doesn't make any sense at all. The Lunch Squad. I don't know. Stop with the squad. You're always with the squad. Sorry, what do you want from me?
Ooh, if you near my farm, I'm gonna work for Walter.
Boy, there were more positive comments asking for Steve than positive comments about Abby. That's probably not true, but there were a lot of comments saying, put Steve on the podcast. I would like to have Steve on the podcast. Steve will be a guest. No, in reality, Steve is probably going to be our first guest on the podcast, and he will be on here soon. But you're going to have to stick with Abby a little longer. We're giving him a good, we'll give him a good 10 episodes or so before we get rid of him.
Actually, I do have enough money. I
swear to God, it'll be
let's see, hang on.
Destitution on his hands. Like, you're gonna come out with something so outrageous, you're gonna get canceled, and then I'm gonna have to replace you with someone else. No, you can't cancel lunchtime. It's like, just please, I got a fancy feed. Just, alright, so I want to get into, like, the main topic. I saw, and the funny thing is, I texted Abby about this topic, and he's like, buddy, I am way ahead of you. There is a contest in New Orleans. It is a sunburn contest. Literally, people enter this contest. And
now, I've heard the first 3 podcasts, by the way, people. They're in the background, just letting you know, and over YouTube. The 4th one, I've heard some of it, but not every single one.
It's like a $10,000 prize. I think this is the most absurd contest I've ever heard in my life. If you look up the pictures, we'll post it on the video podcast. It looks fake. They are red as tomatoes, like literally. It's Louisiana, right?
Just curious, could I rent this if I wanted to?
Yeah. Do you say New Orleans or New Orleans? No, New Orleans people are scumbags. Like, sorry.
Oh, you can.
You're a New Orleans guy? No, I said New Orleans. You heard me say New Orleans. No, but okay.
Anyways, let's get in this tractor and we're gonna go work on that field.
I guess they go to Mullins. You're such a...
Subscribe today and join thousands of other individuals, travelers, and businesses that enjoy the security.
You're such a freaking tryhard. You're doing the Mullins. Okay, let's get this back. Back to the sunburn contest. My wife is a dermatologist. She showed me this. She nearly had a heart attack. She thought it was Photoshop at first. She's like, that's not real. I'm like, no, those are real pictures. Dude, these people are killing themselves. I don't even know if it was $10,000. I think it was like $1,500.
I do own 5 other things, actually. Hang on.
Gift card. And they're killing themselves. Wait, actually, Red Lobster? Like, that part I made up. I think it was like $1,500 and like a gift card to some like restaurant down in New Orleans. If you need the money that bad, you're going and roasting yourself in like a broiler oven, man. I personally would donate to your well-being, so you did not have to do that, because I don't know. Okay, wait. So now that you said you're not going to do it, now here comes the hypothetical. I got to do the hypotheticals. How much money would someone have to pay you to enter the sunburn contest and try to win? You can't just take the money and be like, oh, sorry, I lost. Like, you got to go all out. How much money is it going to take?
Like, I gotta go for broke?
You got to try to win.
So what are the parameters of the contest? You just sit in the sun until you get burnt, or you have an allocated, like, period of time?
I did not do very much research. I should have. But I assume you have an allocated amount of time. Whether it's like you have 1 day. I can't imagine it's more than a day. People would die. So it's probably
Just
like let's just say 5 hours or something like that. 8 hours.
You start from, like, you have to start from a base stand?
I almost think it'd be better off to not have a tan. I think you'll burn better if you're like super pale going into it. Like Sam would win that contest over me and you because we're way more tan than her.
Oh, Sam would get that Red Lobster gift card in like half an hour.
Bam! I don't even have to get the sunburn. Let her do it.
To make it worth it, because you will get cancer, do I have health insurance before I do this?
Yes.
Like, is TFG Media sponsoring my health insurance?
No, this is just you have health insurance through your job. It's Abby right now goes down to New Orleans and enters the contest as it is. You have a wife, you have kids, but you also have health care.
Dude, sunburn sucks.
And this is not just I went to the beach and got the sunscreen on sunburn.
Alright, so maybe something, so it's gonna be the AI worker doing this.
No blisters. I'm out on the blisters. I don't do the blisters.
Well, but all right, if someone offers you $10 million, like there's got to be a monetary value where you're into it.
Don't look inside my wallet. $150,000? No, it's got to be less than that. That's your car stinks.
Your car stinks. You have a new car.
For you, cheapo.
Well, my car's like 15 years old. So.
Since your last car, you got your first corporate job. You quit your first corporate job. Then
I rented an apartment. I got rid of that apartment. I bought a townhouse. I sold that townhouse. So it's changed since I bought that good old gray Honda Civic.
bought a palatial state. Like you said in the last episode, or I guess 2 episodes now, the land, more than the eye can see.
And wants to try to act super smart and drop these big words. What does palatial mean?
So you know what palatial means?
I literally don't know what that. I've never heard palatial in the world. It ain't the worst vocabulary in the world. So if that doesn't help.
Palatial means it's
Fast.
Why would it be fast? There's no.
Just fast with a B.
Okay.
Like fast and lamb.
I thought that Pennsylvania education was shining right through. No, yeah, fast. Yeah,
Okay, I
really
get it.
large. So, you bought a palatial estate. Butler, grounds, the circle driveway with the fountain.
None of this is true. None of this is true.
With all of this. This cheapo has kept this 20, 15, 14, 13, 14,
2014 Honda Civic.
2014 Honda Civic. The man stays humble. I respect it, but I don't think it's any level of humble. It's just cheapness. So back to the sunburn.
My numbers high. Like you said, you're going to get you're going to get skin cancer from this.
I don't think you're definitely gonna get skin cancer. But you're definitely gonna get like small. Like
You're going to look like a baseball glove by the end of this. Have you ever seen those like old people that have lived on the beach for like 50 years and their skin looks like leather? You're going to kind of look like that.
Did Sam say like you would do irreparable damage?
We didn't really talk about it that much, but she was like, you realize you're going to look like 10 years older in a day. It will age you so quickly.
Back, everybody. I'm back.
A pretty low number, like $30,000.
But I thought you were going to say $30. I'll do it for $30.
You know me, I'm competitive. I'll do it for 50. Yeah, 30,000 probably. Because if we're talking after tax, that's like 17.
You know out there why it has the lights on when it does it?
I know how
I have no idea.
the sound when I say like 100,000, 200,000. But look at these pictures of these people. They are like zombies after this contest.
Are you like an avid sunscreener, or do you just pretend with Sam?
I pretend. So, alright, here's the thing. If I go to the beach, yes. If I go tubing, we're big. I call myself a river rat, baby. We live near the Delaware River. We go tubing down the Delaware River all the time. And by all the time, I mean once a year. I lather up on the sunscreen there. Here's the big one where I don't use sunscreen. Tennis, because I'm out in the sun a lot. Tennis, even like split sunscreens, it still gets in my eye. I do something called a sort of can't freaking see sweat gets in. I don't do it. But yeah, Sam's always like, did you wear sunscreen? I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah.
How about face lotion? You got an SPF on you?
Of course not.
Yeah.
We went over this last episode. If you didn't see this last episode,
Oh yeah, you're right. With the shower section.
It was the shower time. Talking about our bathroom routines, and Adam's done. He's got shampoo, conditioner, face lotion, body wash. He's got an exfoliating sponge. He's got about 3 or 4 things, and he said it takes him like 25 minutes to shower.
So when it comes back to the beach, I use the spray, right? But the spray is like hands.
Yeah.
Down
And miss spots. Like sometimes I'll do the spray, and then I'll have like a triangle on my neck where I missed.
the lotion is like you're sitting there in the hot stand. You're spreading yourself like a breakfast bagel, like slathering this on you. You feel the sticky. You feel like a frat room on like a Thursday night. It's sticky. I'd rather tie a pizza. That's how bad I hate the lotion.
Did you just compare sunscreen on your body to a breakfast bagel? It's the greatest way I've ever heard someone describe putting sunscreen because it feels just face.
It's disgusting. I can't deal with it, and I really think the competition would ruin both mentally and physically. Because man, us everything sucks. You take a hot shower, sucks. Or you
anytime anything touches your skin, it just hurts. It hurts. You're sweating from it, and then afterwards,
when you're like peeling your itch.
yeah, it's the worst. And just imagine this level of sunburn. We've never had a level of sunburn that these people have experienced, so they have to go to the hospital, right? Oh, that's a good point. Imagine these people that aren't getting paid to do this, and they're just hoping to win the $1,500 prize, and then you come in second place. And you win nothing except you got like 3rd-degree burns.
You wrap up 3rd place, here's melanoma.
Yeah. Wild. I mean, they have to give more prizes than just 1st place. But if 1st place is $1,500, 3rd place can't be more than $50.
So let's talk about stupid competitions. Would you do like the cheese wheel thing? You ever see the cheese wheel on the cliff?
Oh, they like roll down a cliff.
They gotta chase the wheel. They
Dude,
go freaking flying through the
Yeah,
air.
that's true. Good show.
Every single person on that
Let's be chill, bro.
like competition
Like,
has to be at least a broken arm if you're lucky.
The funny thing about these competitions are usually the prize isn't even that great. I saw one.
I think it's a roll of cheese.
There was one like 8 years ago when the original Nintendo Switch came out, or it might have been, no, this was years ago. This is when the Nintendo Wii came out. There was a competition who could chug more water, and a woman literally drowned herself to death. And the competition was just to win a Nintendo Switch. It was like $250, and she risked her life. She lost.
For you, done with that stupid competition.
What did I do?
You did the freaking thing with Steve, where you did the sled in the ice. What was that?
Oh, the ice skating one?
No, not the ice skating one. The one where you dressed up as pirates and went down a hill.
Yeah, so there's a competition in, you always say that, like, Pennsylvania's weird. This is going to make us sound even weirder. There's a tradition in northeast Pennsylvania. They call it the Cardboard Classic. They build a cardboard sled, and you decorate it, and then you go barreling down the side of a ski slope. And me and Steve did it. We got chewed apart by the iceberg, because we went down shirtless. We were the shirtless cowboys, or the shirtless pirates. There's a vlog on my channel. It was fun.
What do you know about it?
I don't know what that means.
What? Are you serious?
I mean, what has to do with this? I guarantee you 95% of the people listening have no idea what we're talking about.
I think
Nope.
all the Pennsylvanians who are listening to this podcast.
Oh, is that northeast Pennsylvania? I don't live in northeast Pennsylvania. I don't know. I heard you say that, and it sounded like it was something that was going to get you canceled. So I was worried.
Of all of the Pennsylvania, you got the Delco, right?
Yep.
Delco, fantastic. You got your Philly scumbags. You got your Pittsburgh Yinzers. The Nipa folk, the best. Caleb's best friend Jen, she married a Nipa. Genius. Now he comes across on the surface as like this bumbling idiot, and then he'll play like a symphony from Mozart, like right in the background while he's chugging a 30-pack of Coors Light.
I want to go back to something. I got a super hot take. You know, I kind of think you're going to agree with it, though. We were talking about the beach earlier. I hate the beach. It's hot. It's sticky. You get sand everywhere. Then you have to drive home like an hour. I feel so uncomfortable. My skin is crawling. You've got sunscreen in your ears. Dude, I despise the beach. And everybody loves it. I sound like the biggest old curmudgeon complaining about the beach. I hate it.
Ring the bell. Oh man, yelled at Cloud. Because
Do you not hate the beach?
the actual beach depends on where you are.
Here's the thing. I hate the beach. I love being down the shore. There's a difference. There's a big difference.
Okay, I will see that being down the shore is a big difference. The problem with the beach, the rigmarole of the beach, it's because we're poor. Everything always comes down to are you rich or are you poor?
Because if you have a beach house right by the water, then you don't have to worry about driving over for an hour with sand in between your toes.
Thank you.
Yeah,
my wife's aunt up in Montauk, I wore the hat. She's got a house like a block from the beach. I love it.
my aunt had a townhouse, like, it was beach block, but she bought it in, like, the early 90s, so that it was a townhouse, but it was really cheap. And then they sold it recently because she passed away. Oh, man, that was a treasure right there, because we would go to the beach, we'd walk home, we'd shower, boom.
Again, if you can walk to it and you can get back to your house relatively quick, then you don't mind any of it. But
That changes everything.
it's the drive, the stickiness, all of that stuff. No good, no bueno. Most people who are doing that are like forcing the environment. However, I will say, overall, going to like the shore town is 95% of it. So you can enjoy the stickiness of the beach, but there's a touch to it.
If you don't have a beach house, like you said, it kind of ruins all the great things about being down the shore. Like, I love the food, I love the boardwalk, I love all that stuff. But if I just got off the beach and I got sand in between my toes, I'm going home because I want to go shower. I'm not doing all the fun things. Like when my aunt had the house, we'd go home and shower, then we'd go to the seaside boardwalk, I'd get myself a funnel cake, maybe a cold ice cream cone. What? Seaside? What are we talking about here? That's where I grew up going, baby. Jersey Shore. This comes.
I thought,
The hair. What?
I thought, what's it? Manaloki,
Lavalette is where my aunt had her house, but
that's
like,
close to Seaside?
yeah, it's 2 beaches away. But Lavalette only has like a walking boardwalk, so we would go to Seaside for all the, the games and the fun.
No, you can't be hitting up Seaside fun about the like fantastic nature of the beach. Another thing, see, like that is the one thing that you diverted off of. The boardwalk is the worst.
Wait, so what do you like about being down the shore if you don't like the boardwalk?
I like the beach ambience. Like, even in Asbury, per se, it's not necessarily the boardwalk, it's more like cooking, right? So it's going out into the streets where there's like ice cream parlors and places to eat, and the vibe of being in a shore town, right? Montauk, there's no boardwalk. There's not a single poor person out there. There's no boardwalk.
What does your wife's aunt do? She has a house in Montauk. Those houses are like $5 million a month.
She's not an idiot like grandfather Giuseppe Pizza that you had in the old episode, who had a choice between the Poconos and the Jersey Shore. What happened is actually her uncle, it's his grandparents' like house. So they bought it in like the 1930s when it was a pack of peanuts and like, yeah. And now
Like they won a sunburn contest in New Orleans and took $1,000 and bought the house.
yeah, now we're like, I have no business being in this town during like the summer months, because it's like it's like me crushing a bagel covered in cream cheese, elbow to elbow, with like Alex Earl walking past me.
Dave Portnoy, doesn't he have a house up there?
Dave,
So your wife's aunt never wanted to sell? Like, she must be wealthy.
no, because at this point, like, you can't rebuy them, right? So this is the excitement of having.
You know what's funny? I would have bought that house in like 1930 for $1,000, and then I would have sold in like 1935 for like $5,000 and been like, yeah, I made so much money. And then I'd like see that it's worth $10 million now.
I would do the exact same thing. That's the thing where I really can't rag on you, because I remember Celsius. Remember when me and Frank rolling on Celsius?
Yeah.
And that stock, I think it went from like $30 to $60, and I was like, ooh, life's gonna be different, baby. And I finished up like
I always say, man, because I had a friend that had like all this Bitcoin in college, and then he like sold it early, and I'm like, what an idiot! He worth $30 million. But I'm like, if I had 100 Bitcoin in college, I would have sold it like a year later for double the profit. I would have pocketed like $600 and thought I was a genius.
You've heard about my buddy Matt, right? You've heard
No.
about him? He's a computer programmer, really smart guy. So he was like always to the trends when it came to the technology industry.
So was he early on the ground for Bitcoin?
Oh yeah, like 2013, he had like a ton of Bitcoin, and he sold it for a pair of Ray-Bans. So he was able to like chase, and he was like, I remember him telling us, like in retrospect, he was like, how cool is it? I just mined this like fake like internet thing, and I bought these Ray-Bans that turned into a real thing.
It's in 2013. That's awesome. Even though now it's like, that guy's an idiot.
Trade.
Yeah.
Unbelievable trade. But those Ray-Bans are probably worth like $400 million.
I heard about a guy that ordered delivery pizza, and the guy came, he didn't have money, and he's like, I'll give you 10 Bitcoin. And the guy was like, all right, I'll take it. 10 Bitcoin now would be worth over $1 million. So pizza cost that man $1 million.
Crypto. I did that with Dogecoin.
Oh, you bought Dogecoin and then sold it before it kind of went up?
I remember I was like early, you know how I'm always like chronically on the internet. And Doge was like pop, I think it was like 2018 or something. There was like memes off the wazoo. And I was like, let me buy this stupid phone. And I saw like an insertion of it. And then that was the first time Elon Musk tweeted about it. It went up like 400% in like 2 days. And I think put like $100 into it. And I was like, oh, $50. Like,
We're going out to dinner this weekend. Meanwhile, you could have like bought a boat.
Kayla, life is different, just so we can go like to the chart house and get a flavor done.
You dropped the life is different a lot. Like, after episode 1 came out, like I said, we got like 85,000 views, which I think is amazing. It's not that crazy. And you dropped a, what did you say to your wife? You said, I think life's about to be different for us. I think that was your comment.
No, first of all, she could attest to this. I walked into her room before the episode even dropped, and I was like, baby. Like, I was being completely serious, so I'm not even being serious.
I was going to say, the way Abby's talking, you're going to be like, oh, he didn't actually say this. No, Abby actually did this.
She could attest to this. I like looked at my son, single tear in my eye, and I was like, just like, let's take it all in, because life's about to be different, and
Life's about to be different. We made like $85 on the first podcast. Life's about to be different.
It's like I have a feeling in my bones, sweetie. And then that's again while walking down the street, chest out, expecting paparazzi photos. People, yeah, right. And then is that right? Yeah, let's take a picture up, you know. And then I gotta tell you, Brad, life. I still believe it. I still believe the lunchers are going to come in our favor.
Yeah.
But boy, you better speed it up because
we're not paying for daycare yet.
Daycare is still costly. I'm still driving like 100 miles to work full directions.
To be fair, this episode came out 4 days ago as of us filming this video. Oh, one thing that I thought is hilarious, I don't know if this is going to make you feel good or bad, but our first podcast has more views than all of the episodes of your previous podcast combined, including your shorts.
Lily handles check-ins seamlessly, leads special requests, and proactively shares important details. Lily acts as a personal concierge, handling multiple requests seamlessly.
Okay, so I did a podcast a year ago that extended for like 2 years. Pretty impressive that he stuck with the podcast for 2 years. We got more views in 4 days than he got in 2 years.
Did you Google it, or you're just like,
No, I went to it was like, I'm curious, how many views did Andy have on his last podcast? And it was like 65,000 views. Again, all of your podcasts and your shorts. And we passed that in like a day and a half. Not that you feel good or like a complete failure. I don't know.
well, it is a very compliment, like, it's great. And not to get too serious, but I was listening to a podcast that it's another podcast, etc. And they're talking about a famous SNL comedian, and his like response was, "What's the one thing you wish you knew before you were quote unquote famous?" And he's like, "You never make it. Like, you'll never make it.
You're never satisfied, you never feel like you made it.
The second you get on SNL, you're like, you want to make a hit movie, and then when you make a hit movie, you want to win an Oscar." And like for me, I'm thinking,
Now I please set me alive.
day for me till I get, 100 views on a podcast, and I'm sitting there late at night, freaking like my t-shirt, like while I'm go up to the rest of it. And listen, I'm still got hundreds, sometimes millions of views. Freaking TikTok with Jersey Joe has like 10 million views. You post us on TikTok, I think you got like 1,200 views.
Well, I will say, so if you're having a whole podcast, or you just want to go back to the one you know on our TikTok, on our Instagram, and even on this channel for shorts, we post like every day, just fun highlights from the long episodes. So go check them out if you have. Look at them. But your mom is really the funniest comment that I heard. So in the beginning, probably within like 3 hours, we had like 15,000 views on episode 1, right? Pretty good. And Acme's mom is used to actually getting like maybe 13 views on his podcast. Now she won the most views on her time.
You said it so like further. At least say like 100.
Well, not a good one. But now why don't you tell the story that you got the next week?
Since each month.
The day that episode 1 came out.
It wasn't actually a text. I made Kayla text it to me because she sent me a lot. And it cut like
She said he's face to face.
just she's a stone cold killer. Like it's Jeffrey Dahmer of comments. She eating me alive. This
You
woman.
guys don't know Abby's mom. She's like one of the nicest women you'll ever meet. So to hear what she's about to say, crazy.
Yeah, right. Multiple times roasted me on this day. So we're watching it. I didn't know you could comment after that. So she's watching it, right? And I pull up Chestel Divine, right? I pull up YouTube because she finds out about podcasts. Kayla tells her about the podcast. And I go,
Hey, look, Mom, I made it.
I'm like, Mom, life, again, life's going to be different each life.
Life's about to be different. I went back.
You should probably quit your job. I got you from Germany. Your son, full-time worker for your life. And She's holding my son. My dad's there. He's there. I put the podcast on. She goes, I want to watch it. And it's thinking, I was sitting there picking something on. So I put it on the screen. First thing to see. See if you watch episode 1. See right here, 13,000 views. And I made sure to point it out. I go, look. And then you just like building up things that you work on like 3 hours. But no, this was like an hour, 2 hours. And I'm like, wow, 1 hour, 13,000 views. And all she said to me, she goes, not to get it out, it was just a passerby comment. Oh man, he must have been replaying this video all the time on his cell phone or something.
You know, so like, we got 13,000 views. Was 12,000 of them.
Yeah, that's what her expectation was. So then we're watching the episode, right?
What a great comment. What a great gig there, man. You've got your little meat in the bone. Oh, well,
I'm
so like the dad's got some things to do.
we're watching the episode. Not even a shot. Not even a big shot, right? Watching it, and after like 5 minutes, I can tell they're both talking to each other. They're looking at my son. I'm like, can I just turn this off? And my mom's like, no, I want to watch. So we sit. Well, I don't sit there the whole hour, right? Like I go watch me. I'm done. The hour's over. And so I bite the bullet and I go, what you think? I was like, you know, the only thing I got at this point, I know they're not loving the club. And I know basically she thinks I'm a total failure of a
So
season.
you're like, now please just lie to me now and say that it was good.
No, not even that. But how about that production value? Now the camera, Fred is walking. She's like, she goes, no, I thought it was good. And my heart started to warm and grow.
Did she really?
She goes, I thought it was really good. She goes, next time, she goes, I have some ideas. I don't know, try anything. Maybe next time, like, talk about like some interesting topics or things. But she didn't mean it like harsh. She was actually trying to get a suggestion on the podcast on how to grow the podcast. She's like,
Yeah, I don't know. Next time, be more, I don't know, just be like funnier.
Just be entertaining. How about you make people not want to jump off the third story of your building when they watch your podcast? Try that next time.
Why don't you like get to someone like you need the podcast and something funnier?
Could you imagine? She was like, that was fantastic. When's the next episode with Steve?
Yeah, is Steve gonna be on next time? Wait, so here's a question, because you know my mom is like my biggest fan, right? My mom, Jimmy, like she watches all of the content. She loves the content. I'll get texts from her like, "Oh, the podcast was great. The vlog was great." What is like? Do you think your mom will watch any other episode ever, or do you think that was just the one time she was just being nice? What if you like actually made it big?
One time being nice, probably maybe watch a clip or two. Like I put on one of the clips. Again, kind of stoned.
My mom laughs at everything. And you edited the clip, so you're thinking like, all right, now this is really my piece of content.
Yeah, this is not really her style, but of course, within 2 seconds, she's a social climber. She was like, "You should have me on the podcast," and I was like, "Listen, like, relax, okay?" I think you're instantly going to get us like so many views. But I think there was another thing that my mom said. I forgot what it was. I think my dad said something like at the end of like, essentially along the lines of like, "All right, I mean, we'll see how long this one lasts." But I don't know, growing up, it's brutal.
Well, hey, like I said, we got more views on episode 1 than you got on all your podcasts combined. So that's a good start.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I think the rest of the fan base is excited. I got great comments, and if I don't get great comments in the future, just let you know that, again, my son's daycare costs ride on your commentary. So please, just be kind to a man who is trying. I've tried many times. I can't fail again. But if I do, so be it. My dad would have predicted it.
That's true. Okay, here's another thing that I heard, which I thought was kind of crazy. So, I don't know if this is actually going to happen or not, but apparently the penny is going to be discontinued. They're not going to be making any more pennies. So I looked up how much money
Enjoy the
worth of
podcast
pennies
listening.
do you think there are in the world currently? If you put all the pennies together in the world, what would that dollar value be? U.S. dollars.
It's going to be something like atrociously low, right?
I don't know. What's your guess? I have the number written down right here.
$78 million.
So that would be like 7 billion pennies, basically.
7.8 billion pennies.
What if I told you there are 1.14 billion dollars worth of pennies in the world? That means there's 114 billion pennies that have been, in circulation. We gotta go out finding pennies, dude. Forget about this podcasting. If we find 1% of that, we got like over, $14 million.
I gotta tell you, friend, that's one of the most useless stats I've ever gotten from any human.
It's very useless, but come on, there's over $1 billion worth of pennies in the world?
I don't know what to do with this information. That doesn't move the needle high or low. I've never thought of a penny ever.
I just thought that was interesting. A penny, like literally the least valuable piece of currency, but there's over $1 billion worth of them.
Doesn't it cost like U.S. taxpayers like $100 million a year because the penny just keeps on going?
I'm pretty sure the penny costs like 10 cents to make. So it's just like, it loses money.
It's just so that's a good question. In terms of like, at this point, right, if they're going to stop minting them, well, if rarity is an important thing, I think probably billions of them is not going to help us.
It's not going to help. Pennies are going to be, they're going to discontinue making the penny. Like people are like, pennies are going away. They're still going to be, you're still allowed to use pennies. They just won't be making more. So over time, maybe when we're like 80,
Who's on the penny?
pennies will be more valuable.
Who's on the penny?
Do you actually not know who's on the penny?
Is that George Washington or Honest Abe? That's Honest Abe, right?
The amount of how you talk down to me and my Pennsylvania people, how you are so much more intelligent, so much smarter, so much more successful, and you don't know who's on the penny?
That's got to be the most useless thing in United States history of knowing what person's on what bill. All I care about is,
Benjamins?
Yeah, all I care about is the Benjamins, my friend, which is such a lie. The 20 is the best bill, right?
Yeah, the 20 is the most versatile. It's low enough that you can carry it through them, but it's valuable enough that, you take 2 or 3 and, all right, you got some money here.
And it also looks like...
Although, you know what's underrated? The 10. I've been finding myself loving 10s recently.
The 10 stinks.
What?
The 5 is where it's at.
Oh, 5's good. 5's good. The dollar's kind of annoying.
Now the TD... Nah, the dollar just works, though. Like, thinking about dollars, like, raining down at a clip. Like, I'm thinking about us. We just sell out our first arena, right?
And I just do a Spotify deal.
I just go into the green room and just throw dollars up in the air. But to your point, it'll probably be hundreds. So, yeah, the dollar is an interesting one. It is a vehicle to a lot of drug use, which I don't, probably people would like. I think they said that like 90% of all dollar bills have drugs on them. Have you heard this?
I've heard not just $1 bills, just like 90% of U.S. currency, probably just every country's currency, has like traces of drugs on it.
But what's interesting is like it's other countries' currency stinks. Like the United States dollar is a legitimate piece of artwork. Like have you ever looked at the
I
bill?
think other countries' currency is awesome. Like me and Sam went to Australia, dude. They got like clear strips in their
The clear
currency.
strips are the worst. You couldn't be more wrong. This is like
The
a
clear
clear
strip.
strip.
Shout out Australia.
No, the clear strip is what makes it feel the fakest.
What about when we went to Dubai? They have like $5 coins. Like their coins go really high in value.
I'm not a big. I don't like the big coins. Big coins. To me, coins is a symbol of cheapness. Like carrying around like $42 in coins in your pocket. It's also it's weighing it down. It is the most useless thing to do.
I like a good $5 coin. I think that's fun. Although in Dubai, a $5 coin will get you nothing.
Like the euro stinks.
The euro's fine. I don't know. I don't know. There's nothing special about it.
This is the most like clinical conversation that we've had of like OCD or like the man conversation talking about money on the podcast. Like, what is the best bill, my friend?
Yeah.
Yeah. So back to the circulation of the penny. Rank it. How about? All right, we'll do a little bit of a ranking system, right?
Okay.
Rank the coins. The quarter is the king of coin.
All right, so wait. Let's do it. We're going U.S. currency right now. You have penny, nickel, dime, quarter, half dollar. And I'll give you the dollar coin, too. What's your favorite?
The dime, a lower rank than the penny.
What? Dude, the dime's cool. It's small, it's thin, but it's 10 times more valuable than the penny.
I feel like you've used that same speech to get women. You're like, I'm thin, I'm cool, I'm small.
Quarter's best. I'll give you that. The quarter's the best coin.
The quarter's elite. The JFK, like 50 cent, is a show off. That's such a bad coin. It's too big,
Yeah.
too small. The quarter is just right. The quarter has the ridges in it too. The quarter is unbelievable.
A nickel's pretty premium, man. That's thick.
The nickel looks nice, but it shouldn't have that value. Like, it makes no sense to me.
They should have made the nickel more valuable than the dime.
The nickel should be the dime should be in the trash, and the penny should be the dime.
Alright.
That's what you should do. We should throw out the dime.
Get rid of the dime, keep the pennies.
Because what's nice about the penny, it's the different color.
Yeah, you got that copper. It's really nice. It mixes it up.
Copper is clean. It's smooth. And you know what? Even when it, like, mints over, quite literally, and turns into that greenish, like...
It starts looking like the Statue of Liberty.
Yes, exactly. Is there the Sacagawea dollar? How about the Sacagawea?
I was going to say the Sacagawea dollar. Yeah, I got one of those. I remember they told us, like, don't collect these. They're going to be valuable when you're, like, 20. And I went on eBay, and I think it's a dollar coin. I think it's worth, like, $1.12 now. So I gave 12 cents.
Who was the frickin' salesman for that map of the United States with all the coins?
I fell for it. I got the map of quarters. I had fun doing that. No,
I honestly think that coin map of America was like a ploy just to mark every immigrant father in the United States. Because, like, my dad came home like, this will pay for my son's college tuition. Once we find Idaho, everything changes for his family.
Like, someone's really going to buy 50 quarters for, like, $10,000.
How long did you keep that? Like, how long did you fill out the quarters?
It was probably, like, 5 years. I never got all 50, but I probably did it for, like, 5 years.
Nobody has ever gotten all 50.
It reminds me of, like, the McDonald's bingo game. Or the McDonald's Monopoly game. Well, but it's funny, because it was, like, real U.S. currency.
You know
it's
the
like
story
such a
about that,
weird
right?
game.
You know the story about
the McDonald's Monopoly was rigged.
But do you also know why that was, like, not talked about enough?
Yeah, or no, why?
The Taliban.
What?
Yeah, 9/11.
What does that have to do with McDonald's? Oh, when that story came out, 9/11 happened?
Right after that was, like, 9/11. Like, the story broke, and it was, like, McDonald's $20 million scheme, and down goes the South Tower. It was, like, oh.
And then everybody forgot about McDonald's scandal.
Every single person forgot about it until that HBO documentary, like, 20 years later, and it was, like, intricate mob family, like, ties to everything. Crazy. That's a good story, and the Pepsi jet.
What's the Pepsi jet? About Pepsi?
Do you know the story about the Pepsi? I think it was Pepsi, or, like, Pizza Hut. They advertised basically, like, if you collect all of
now,
this,
one of those two companies is going to be really upset. Either Pepsi or Pizza Hut. Honestly, it could be a completely other company, and now Pepsi and Pizza Hut are going to hate us.
So it was a whole documentary about it. I think it was Pepsi. And it was essentially saying, like, if you collect this item, right, we will have to buy you a fighter jet. And some guy did, like, the math, and to get, like, all of the items that they needed to do would just cost him out of pocket, like, $300,000. And he was like, okay, I'll buy that. A fighter jet costs way more. And then he, like, went to the Pepsi headquarters, and he was like, where's my fighter jet? And they were like, I don't have a freaking fighter jet, you lunatic. And he's like, every single commercial in this country said that I get a freaking fighter jet. So I think he, like, sued them and went to a legal battle, and then ultimately, I think they settled and had to buy him something. But it's so ridiculous. Like, you get the fighter jet. What are you going to do with the fighter jet?
Well, maybe it's like a Mr. Beast video. You get the fighter jet, but really you just get the money for it. Like when Mr. Beast gives away an island, they don't actually get an island. They just get, like, the monetary value. Well, they could. I think what Mr. Beast always says is, like, I give them the option to have the island, in the middle of nowhere, but it's like, what are you going to do with this? I'll give you $1 million if you just want that. And they're like, okay. Like the guy who won a chocolate factory from Mr. Beast, what's he going to do with it? It's going to start smelling in a couple days. So the guy just took like 500 grand.
Is the guy who like has to lose 100 pounds in like a year? Is he still there?
Oh yes, it's still this like wild challenge for like if the guy loses 100 pounds in 6 months, he gets $100,000 or something like that, or $500,000.
I think it's 500. Yeah.
Would you do that now that you have a kid and a wife?
I thought you were going to say now that you have been confronted with the internet's commentary on your fat body. Yeah. If Mr. Best, if Mr. Best is watching, no, if Mr. Beast is watching, and he's probably, if Mr. Beast is watching this podcast right now, he's foaming at the mouth. So like when he's looking at me talking, he's like, oh my god, I can lock that fat soul.
He's good on camera. He's fat.
He's keeping like he's. Yes. Would I do it? Absolutely.
So you would be away from your wife and kid for like a year?
For $500,000, and I come back looking like Ryan Gosling? I think my wife would be pretty okay with this kind of.
You'd lose your job, though.
No, you're offering me garbage. You're offering me like, oh, move the Doyle's down, and I'll give you $42,000.
What? Where did you get that from? I said if you moved to my town, Spotify will give you $10 million, and you said no.
Okay, but at least like make it something that'll improve me as a person. I said if I move to your town, clinical depression sets in. If I get the Mr. Beast video, I come out like a rock star.
Yeah, that's fair. So you said you had a topic about a baby on a plane. What was this one?
I heard this baby screaming up a storm. It all has to do with the performance that the parents put.
Because I was going to say, you took your 3-month-old child to Florida on a plane.
You got to break the tension. You know what I did when Raphael started crying? I calmly, I looked at him, and I not screamed out because those people are a little cringe, even though this is probably a little cringe. No, at least there were like 15 people around me. I was like, someone's got to shut that baby up. And it broke the tension.
No, that's such an Abby thing to do. I love it.
Yeah. And it broke the tension, and then I think as the plane started to take off. But what's annoying, it's like at a restaurant, people have talked about that. You have the kids running around doing backflips off their
I hate that. Sticking their fingers in someone's pasta that's not even at their table.
Yeah, and the parents
What restaurant did you go
like,
to?
ignoring them or like,
What restaurant did they go to?
Okay, little Damien.
Yeah, I don't blame the kid, I blame the parents. I have a rule, if you have a kid, you're not allowed to bring them on a plane until they're 5 years old or older. I want my child to be in the school system before they are in the air, okay? Because I am not taking a 1-year-old on a plane. It's going to be miserable for me, it's going to be miserable for my wife, it's going to be miserable for the child, and it's going to be miserable for everybody else on the plane around me. 5 years old, minimum to be on a plane.
The airline services have to figure this out. And it's not first class versus like economy. What they have to do, very simple, it should be kids, non-kids. Like smoking, non-smoking.
So like in the back or in the front, or like it's designated for parents and parents with those kids?
Correct. And they can just like drop like a divider in the plane that soundproofs the rest of the plane.
Okay, if they're going to do that, that's totally fine. But see, that doesn't even solve the problem. I would be miserable if I had my own 1-year-old on a plane. Oh, have you ever seen those babies crying? The parents were like just disheveled for like 5 hours going to California or wherever we were flying. 5-year-old minimum. If my child is in kindergarten, he or she is not flying on a plane. It's probably not going to happen. I will probably break that rule. I didn't fly on a plane until I was 11.
Yeah, both your parents are teachers. Like, when were you flying? You're acting like, oh, my parents had private jet money flying through San Tropez, and my parents did a service to the United States of America to keep me at home.
We went to Disney World when I was 11, and that was the first time I was on a plane, and I was fired up. I woke up like 3 in the morning. See, you think your 4-month-old baby was excited to fly? No, he was probably terrified.
Depends on where you're going. Disney World? If you're going to Disney World, then you're expecting a kid to freaking, like, for your plane to be completely silent and there's no, you're an idiot. If you're going to like, again, like I said before, if you're going to San Tropez, it's a sexy vacation, or you're going to like Vegas or something, like hanging out with your friends, yeah, and a screaming baby's got to be miserable. It all depends on the like end destination. If you're going to Busch Garden to fill up on fried butter, who cares if the kids are screaming on the flight? Bro, I don't know. I say that joking, but kind of serious. I don't think I would take my child unless we had to. Like, let's say there was an emergency and my parents are in Florida and are dying. Yeah, I'll take my kid on a plane. It's an excuse. Like, just for a vacation, I don't plan on taking my kid anywhere other than like the Jersey Shore for the first 5 years. They're not going to remember it anyway. What vacation do you remember before you You are such a cheapskate. You're doing this for two things: to save money on vacations, and so you don't have to leave the house so you can edit videos. Like, that's fair. If you want to go on national television and act like a hero, Brandon, that's fine with me. But I want everyone to know who's listening that it's rooted in complete selfishness.
I am
The real
using an
answer is,
AirWorks,
I
by
don't
the
want
way.
to buy a plane ticket for a 1-year-old. Is that the real reason? Yeah, you're agoraphobic and cheap. That's the reason. Dude, I don't know. I've seen so many crying babies on planes, and the parents just look miserable. Why not just go to the Jersey Shore? So let's talk about planes a little bit. I know that we're getting towards the end, but I think that's an important segue. What? You've done it now, right? You've made it. Regardless of what your Honda Civic says. It's first class. Is it worth it? Like, because then I could say, this is what I've always said about like not flying first class, besides absolutely not having the money for it. I don't fly first class. I never fly first class, other than that one time for the video when we went to Dubai. But I've never flown first class just because me and Sam are on a vacation. I thought Australia with Sam went first class. No. When Sam and I went to Australia, I paid for the extra leg room in economy. That was how I treated my...
I'll be back. Hang on. I'm done with this podcast, and this video is not done.
For like our honeymoon, I'm like, baby, we're having 4 extra inches of leg room. Yeah, I did that.
You're like Samantha.
We've made it.
You know what, Samantha? I'll let you bring a carry-on. Don't you?
And also, like I think I said in last episode, when I play like games like Poppy Playtime and Bendy and the Ink Machine and Five Nights at Freddy's and Garten of Banban and horror games and stuff, I'm going to be streaming them, but also I'm going to be muted to the game since they have talking in them, and I like to talk about things sometimes. I'm going to have my mic muted. Just saying that. That'll be a while from now, but yeah. And some of their other YouTube channels, but that'll start probably around next year. Let me think.
That I don't do now.
2026, I wasn't going to do it in. I think I was going to start in 2027, though.
What the hell do you need? Meanwhile, there's like a dead body in front of the door. What the hell do you need a nice hotel room? You're sleeping. Your eyes are closed. Exactly. Your eyes
I think I was going to start. Let's see. Hang on. Let me think.
Better on vacation. Nothing better than vacation.
And I'm going to do a vlogging.
downtown, you get a good lunch, and you come back.
Because I'll be 17 in 2026.
And you get to
If you're wondering, I'm 16 now. I'm gonna be 2020. Oh my God! If I was 26 years old, I wouldn't. I don't know how I'd be living. Let me tell y'all that much. Yo, my mistake. I'm 16 right now, but on my birthday, which if you want to know is July 21st. And that day when I'm born, if you want to find out for yourself, you can. Maybe I'll do it in a video. I don't know. But I'll be 17 in 2026, and then in 2027 I will be 18. And I'm planning on moving out after high school. In 2028, I'll probably be moving out of my house in 2028. At least that's what my plan is, and maybe starting a job. But 2027, I am going to start a vlog channel. Let me think. Was I going to do it in December? No, I was going to do it in July. Yeah, I think the day after my 17th birthday, I'm going to do a vlog channel. Then in December, I'm going to do a...
It's one last hurrah for the parents, but the baby one's tough because it's not like you can go freaking hiking in the Swiss Alps.
Gaming channel.
How pregnant was your wife?
Pretty pregnant.
As in 2027, 2028, the day after my birthday, my 18th birthday, I'm gonna do a reaction channel, and then in December of 2028, I'm going to do a.
That's a risky proposition. We celebrate.
I'm gonna do a music channel.
Yeah, and then you have a real turn for the worst.
Vlog channel will be the Watson Vlogs. Gaming channel will be Dragon Gaming.
And I was like, it's gonna be nice. Like, let me look up 4 seasons. But then you're reading.
The reaction channel will be actually a double thing. Me and one of my friends are going to be doing that. I'll talk about that another stream probably, but that'll be called Seawolf Reacts.
And you get there.
And I'll be using my username and using their username. Just kind of telling my plans like in that one video. If you watch this, I will love it. If they don't, it's fine. Because I am live at the moment. Anyways. And then with the music, it will be DW's music probably. DW Music or DW Studios. The DW Music.
Another reason why I have to make it here, brother, because now I've given Kayla that champagne taste, and I can't take that away, because I will be divorced, and my whole life will be ruined.
Alright, before we finish out the episode, we promised, and the reason why we didn't do it in episode 2 is because we still didn't release the first episode, but we promised every episode we're going to be answering one question or one funny comment from the crowd, and if that turns into a clip, and that goes viral for, what did we say, 2 million views, you will get a t-shirt. So in the comment section, post your funniest questions. Like I said, they have to be funny, they have to be thought-provoking, or else we're not going to pick them. And if you have a really funny one that we're going to talk about, shout out the username and say the comment.
Well, you really put me on the spot here, fella.
Alrighty, we talked about this at the beginning of the podcast.
I sent it to you thinking that one. It was from Alec or Al Oak Gaming. What would you guys do if the zombie apocalypse started and you had 5 hours before it reached both of you?
Pretty good. That's a good question. Man, it's not bad. A whole podcast out of this.
Yeah, right.
I would. Alright, so I only have 5 hours.
Yeah.
Gosh, I feel like I need more time to think about what I want to do, but I don't have time to have 5 hours.
Yeah, so here's the question. Are you prepping for survival or are you prepping for death? Like, what are we doing?
Like, are you just living up your last 5 hours? Like, are you going to have the greatest 5 hours of my life and then get eaten by zombies, or are you going to try to survive?
Yeah, like, cheesesteak, watch the last 20 minutes of Titanic, have a nice cry-in, say goodbye to your family, film a tape for the future, for like the rest of civilization. Again, go into get your favorite flavor of Ben and Jerry's, have it, or you burn down the house. Do you call your crazy Albanian neighbor and be like, it's time to gear up, like the apocalypse is coming?
Fight, baby. So me and Steve did that video where we counted rice, and I currently have like 100, and Steve did one the rice. So I have like 140 pounds of white rice in my house. So we're eating for like years off of that. So me and Sam, dude, I'm battening down the hatch. I'm hiding in my basement. I got a TV there. I got a tennis stringing machine. I got some workout gear. So I'm hiding down there, and maybe I am eating white rice every day.
But did you start running?
Yeah, you're right, because they're going to be able to get into the basement.
That's not the problem. Is if you corner yourself, like you've ruined everything. See, you've never thought about this. You've never had to deal with this. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm calling all the characters in my life. I'm calling Rambo. This is literally what we call the guy. I'm calling Rambo. I'm calling some of my smartest friends. I'm calling Divis and Old Hickory. I'm calling Divis. I'm getting the Albanian. We're loading up his work van, right? We're getting the work van. Because the work van has weaponry. On top of probably the weapons that he has in his own house, you got the saws, you've got hammers, you got everything. And we're going like
You're going to war.
No, we're trying to go as far away as possible.
We're saying, is it a wave of zombies and then they go away, or do they just take over the world? Because if it's a wave,
I'm picturing it
hide somewhere.
No, again with the hiding. Because the hiding, if you get caught, right, you're done.
Yeah.
At least if I'm on the run,
like 5 hours, I can like dig a hole in a giant forest, and there's no way they would find me.
Are you stupid?
What?
I feel like
what chances they check some random forest? Well, how many zombies are there? I don't know. I mean, if there's 1 billion zombies,
it's
all
literally
dead.
called the zombie apocalypse, you moron.
So everyone's dead, basically.
This goes back to like the vocab lesson we had. You're like, oh, apocalypse. Like you said,
There's like 12 zombies.
I always thought apocalypse meant like there's like 15 people coming to visit the house.
I don't know, man. It's so stressful to even think about. Like, I don't even know where I would begin.
But that's what I'm saying. Then just wrap up shop. Give your wife a kiss. Watch. What's your favorite movie? Turn on one of your favorite movies.
I really love Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. You start Shawshank Redemption, and then you get to the scene where Andy Dufresne lifts his hands in the air, and you know
On my third pint of Ben and Jerry's.
and then you hear the glass break in the house,
It's over.
and then it's night.
Guys, thank you for tuning in for another episode. Like I said, check out the audio only. There are links in the description. Go on there, rate us 5 stars because Abby needs to send his child to daycare. New episode every 2 weeks. Next week will be a vlog. The week after that will be another episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. See you in 2 weeks.
Love you, babies.
That was weird.
Yeah, it was. I was trying to think of an outro and I couldn't.
Create and use generative media directly in your edit with no fuss or clunky workflows, all in one place. So there's fun.
Alright, the 4 podcasts I did, I think I watched most of it, but there were some I don't think I fully watched. Yeah. let us finish up and stuff. Ready? Over here. Let's go there. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, view, comment, share with everybody you know. And I will see you on January 4th. Bye.